What's up guys? Today we have the JJRC X7. Very excited to test this drone out. Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
We're the RC Sailors. Welcome to our RC family. Today we're at the airfield. Beautiful day, absolutely beautiful day with the JJRC X7. Little Popeye's at the house battening down the hatches just so we can get a few videos done. Amelia is with Grandma and Grandpa, and we are gonna have a really good time with this because it's got brushless motors. We have a GPS on board. Comes completely ready to fly. You just need some kind of mobile device up here in the transmitter. And we actually have a single axis gimbal here on the front of the drone. Kind of a big move for their part. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is a stabilized gimbal or if it's just going to give us control over the camera up and down, but I do know that we have some really nice rubber grommets in place here, so I'm hoping for some fairly stable footage. High hopes for this drone. Now, you guys know the drill. We're going to fly it. If we like it, then we will take a closer look at the end of the video and show you everything that comes in the box. We'll have this linked in the description box below if you want to check it out for yourself. It should come in around $165 or so. Might have flash sales going on, so make sure you check the link out for yourself. Let's put this in the air. I'm excited. Isn't that cool?
I feel like we need to make up words to that.
Yeah.
I am ready to go fly.
There you go. Down and out to start the motors. Auto takeoff button. Hold it maybe. Yeah, okay. Start the motors again. I'm just gonna push throttle up. So this is not a drone with a visual position hold, which means we'll have a little bit of drifting, but so far very accurate right there on the ground, but also very little wind, so you guys probably can definitely hear that airplane flying.
Yeah.
Let's get the drone up a little higher. I'm excited about this drone. I really want it to do well. Look how bright the lights are on it, Abby. They look really good, don't they? Now the camera quality, I gotta be honest with you, it just looks a little more flushed than I expected it to be.
It's not doing a good job at like auto brightness correcting with the grass and the sky.
Yeah, now let's just, sometimes that's a matter of angling the camera up or down some, and so I'm doing that
There, so
right
you
now.
saw it try to.
Yeah, so I just angled it down. It's not, that's a, I mean, I feel like, and it brought itself back up there, so that was really weird. Look, I'm gonna angle it down pretty far, and I think it's gonna automatically go back up. Let's give it just a minute here. I'll tell you what, Abby, while I'm kind of looking at this, why don't you record him? I say he's gonna land. I'll fly up some and see if I can get it with the drone, but you record him. Just, I know everybody wants to see the plane. Good landing. I think that was the kiddo that landed it, which was his first landing
with that
plane, so he did a great job. He's 10 years old flying that thing.
Yep, it was him.
Absolutely awesome. Okay, I do like all the telemetry that we have on screen. You guys have a screen recording shot right now, and who knows, maybe the video that's saved to the micro SD card might look a little bit better, but I doubt that it will. I think that when you pay this much for a camera drone, there needs to be a lot of emphasis on the camera. I have seen $40 camera drones that actually have a pretty good camera. Now, do they have brushless motors and a GPS? No, but I just really was hoping for a slightly better camera. It's super flushed, and it's not even a bright overcast. It's not a bright day. It's very overcast. So, all right, enough of the camera. Let's fly it and see how it does. I think he's gonna land one more time, so I am gonna go over to the left, get away from him, because I definitely don't want to impede his landing. And I just want to give it a little bit of distance and see how it does. We had a little bit of calibration issues with this drone, the compass calibration, and I'm pretty sure it's okay, but it wasn't just a simple 1-2 knockout, hey, you got it done. So I don't want to push my range limits on this just yet. I was hoping for this really top-notch quality drone, but so far we've had a couple little issues with it. Let's face this back at us and let's see how we look on this camera. A little bit jittery as I turn around. You see, that's kind of the thing I'm worried about. Right now I'm only not even 50 meters away. and we're already getting some jitters. So I'm going to fly back and up a little bit more. I'm right over that building.
I know where you are.
Okay, you were looking
I was
for the
watching
plane.
the plane.
And I'm just going to let it kind of hover here for a second. Definitely getting some latency going on. You know, our DJI Spark is about double the price of this drone, and we can fly about a mile away and not have any issues really. Just so far I'm not super impressed with this. Look at the airplane go by. Oh yeah. Wow, okay, let's do a couple features here. Let's fly a little bit closer. I think we're supposed to have some follow me functions and some other things like that, so let's see if we do have that. I'm going to fly a little closer to me. I know we have waypoints, and as far as stability goes, you know, it's doing okay. It's holding its position. For not having a visual position hold, I think it's doing okay. Let's look around in the app. Now one thing, look, when the sky is white, you can't see the white buttons on here, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it's really weird. You can't like see any
hiding
buttons.
Things, and see what's up here. We have virtual joystick. There's our firmware version telling us that the transmitter's paired. What is this? What do you think? M?
Aim the camera down.
Aim the camera down, okay.
There, see some of your buttons.
Oh yeah, now we can see everything. Okay.
What
is this? What do you think this up-down arrow does? Let's hit that.
I would think it's like auto land,
That's
auto
what I would
takeoff.
think. So I'll hit it, and it doesn't do anything, but I hold it. It's auto land. But it didn't auto take off when I wanted it to.
Did you try to auto take off without the motor spinning?
No, let's try that.
Do that.
Okay, so press and hold that button, right?
Yeah.
Motors are stopped. I'm holding it. Ah.
Look, it only requires my brain
That's
for it
awesome.
to work.
Now we have auto land and return to home. I think that we should test the accuracy of return to home. I wonder if it will return to where it just took off or where we initially started. And oh, look at this. No wind. See how much it's moving? Base it on that vehicle back there behind it. Getting a little bit of movement on this.
No wind.
No wind at all. While we have no wind, I'm going to fly it out a little farther. You know, maybe 100 meters or so. We may lose this drone.
Goodbye, drone.
We may lose it, but I want to fly out to about 100 meters to really see how that video signal holds out. Because you guys are seeing a screen recording of what we're seeing here. There's 100 meters. We're 100 meters out. Actually, we'll do 125, almost 130 after we stop drifting. I want to turn it back to us, not super high up, not even 20 meters up. Let's hit 20 meters height. Okay, and it still looks okay. It's not doing bad. I can still maintain line of sight of the drone very easily, and it really isn't doing that bad, so I'm okay with that. Let's go a little farther out while we're facing the other way.
Does this say your battery life and stuff?
80%, yeah. So there's 160 meters. Feeling pretty good. Aim the camera down. I might as well keep going a little farther. I want to turn back around. Go to the end of the field, I think, which should be about 200 meters. I think it said it had a 500 meter distance.
No way.
I think that's what it said on the box. So let's keep going. Getting some latency jitters here. And we're at 200 and almost 50 meters. I don't want to go any farther than that. Guys, it's really important that no matter who you are, YouTuber, just someone that bought their first drone, you should never fly a drone further than what you can see or further than you feel comfortable with the drone. Never fly over people's houses or anything either, unless you have permission. Okay, so that's a good distance. We're 250 meters away. I've got it facing back toward the airfield, and I just want to hit return to home. After that, we'll see a couple other features. So I held the button on the transmitter. It's beeping, telling us, hey, we should be on our way back. And yeah, I can see on the telemetry that we're definitely moving. At that distance, it's kind of hard for me to see how much movement we have with my own eyes, but I know I can see it now. It's really cruising along through those clouds. And we're coming back pretty fast.
Like it gained a lot of altitude, but I guess it just seems like that.
No, yeah, that's right. Just 30 meters. It's still 30 meters high. Didn't gain any altitude. Just kind of letting it do its thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying the peace and quiet, other than that beep. And I do want to see about where it lands. I've just got some faith in this thing. So far the GPS has been pretty good. I think it's going to land where we took off the second time. So it's wherever you last shut the motors off, or the motors start, that's going to be its return to home point. Seems to be pretty accurate, although we are basing it off of a huge wide open field, but I know about where we took off, and that is definitely within a couple feet at least. It might be right where it took off, so I'm very happy with that. Again, I do like those bright lights on there. They look really good. Do you want to fly this some?
Sure.
Okay. It is flying really well. Okay, Abby's at the controls. The last GPS drone you flew was the Spark.
Yep.
So it's going to be, you don't really compare this directly to the Spark because the price difference is too, yeah.
If you're comparing this to a Spark, then you're crazy.
Yeah. It does fly well. I can definitely say that. I just wish they would have maybe spent $10 more on the camera and really gave us a good camera.
Seems like a camera that they put on like a $50, $20, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just it's not good quality. It's very disappointing.
I just think when you step up to brushless motors and you step up to a GPS, you're not flying that for fun, let's say. You're really flying it because you want to put a camera on there and get a pretty good shot, right?
We've gotten told, yeah, right.
Yeah.
We've gotten told this before. When I click the map, it says before using the map function, disconnect the Wi-Fi and open the map interface to load the map. I just don't understand.
Well, there we go. Seems like it.
Planning without aircraft under GPS and make sure no obstacle.
We should have waypoints. This drone does have waypoints. You know, I thought it had follow me, but it doesn't look like it does. But
why does that say Oak Hill Drive? That's not what that road's called.
I don't know. Let's go ahead and touch a few things and see if you can get some waypoints going. And then hit start and see if it works okay.
Okay.
See if it climbs. So it's in now. There we go.
It's not.
It's not climbing. Now see if you can make it climb.
No.
Well, we may have to cancel because we definitely have it going behind us.
It went past my waypoint.
Yeah, hit stop. Hit the stop in the bottom right.
Did.
Okay. You have control again?
Yes.
It sounds like you do. Okay, good.
Woo!
Yeah, that's not a very accurate waypoint, is it?
I know you guys could see that.
That's the first time we've ever had a GPS waypoint drone do that.
That made me really nervous.
Yeah.
Because I think it was just going to keep going.
Yeah.
That makes me not happy.
Do you want to try to reset it and do again? Maybe make the waypoints way closer, and this time do the drone higher before you start. Here, go up higher. Like clear all the buildings and power lines, just in case.
That should be good, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the hand-drawn one.
Okay.
I just did like a little circle.
And then hit start. And okay. See if it's very accurate. There it goes. Okay. Oh, very nice. The front of the drone is changing direction. Oh, it was. Now that's not doing a circle. That's just flying off in one direction.
No, stop.
Why is it doing that?
Look, it made like some huge, it made like some
huge ring. I think that's your range limit there. That giant ring that's on the screen, that's your range limit. Like it's not going to let you do your waypoints farther than that. Hit this little square. I think you're going to see.
On the prescribed scope, please.
Okay.
Replan.
That is so odd, Abby. Wow. Disappointed in that.
Well, first of all, that says Oak Hill Drive, and that's not Oak Hill Drive. At least I don't believe it is. I thought it was like Paul Coffee
Here, pinch
Drive
out and see if we can see any other roads. Hit this little, see this thing on the right?
Fighting me.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's the height setting.
Oh, I see.
That's weird. Yeah, like see it.
Won't let you zoom out. Yeah. No. Very weird. Okay.
Whoa, 23. Don't do 20.
Just go back into the regular controls of the drone. Let's not worry about it.
Do that. And
so we don't like the waypoints.
We're on 20%. And I don't think there's any other features.
No.
Because I clicked that.
Right.
Got beginner mode.
I want to hit this M thing.
You can have it in a beginner mode, which is nice. You can do left hand, right hand, but that's for virtual.
Here, hit this M button on the transmitter. I really want to see what that does.
I might as well let Abby push the buttons and
yeah, please. Do it. Hold it. Hold that button. There, it's doing something. Is that like a headless mode? Your transmitter lights are flashing.
Definitely not headless mode. Was it a rate? Because it
could have been.
Twice,
yeah.
There's my battery power is lower than 10%.
Okay, time to land.
Okay, I'm gonna adjust auto land.
You mean like manually?
Yeah, manually. I'm gonna guess that was like rates because M like
that's fast landing.
I don't know.
I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed. I'd like to show you guys everything that comes in the box of this, but I just don't know that it's worth it because it's not going to be at the top of my recommendation list. If you have that kind of money to spend on a drone, we just featured one about 2 weeks ago. It was a folding arm drone with a brushless motor and a GPS, and it did a lot better than this, I thought, and the camera quality looked pretty good. The one thing I will say this has going for it is that it does hold Abby's large phone in the large case. But that's...
So we give it 2 thumbs up!
Yeah, because of that. No. Yeah, this really looked impressive on paper, and JJRC backing it really made me feel pretty good. Now, it had really good range, and there's not a lot of issues with it. The biggest issue, I can bypass the whole waypoint thing with Abby. Maybe we need to download the app, the map to be more accurate or something. Okay, I'm not too hung up on that. The big thing for me is a GPS camera drone at $160 should have a better camera than that, in my opinion. I've seen it before. I've seen it on cheaper cameras. I've seen cheaper $50 action cams that have a really nice camera. You could buy a Bugs 3 for $75 and put a cheap action cam on there and it'll look better than this. There's a lot of different setups you could have for that amount of money. I don't know. JJRC generally does a good job, a great job with their toy grade drones, and it's really nice that they're getting into like the JJ Pro, JJRC JJ Pro Epic X5. Still one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, it's on a flash sale for $130 right now, and I think it's a better drone than this. It's almost the same thing on paper, but it does a better job in my opinion. Now, this one may have had better range. This just looks really cool. It's kind of unique. I like the whole vibe it has going for it, but it's just got one thing holding it back. The price tag paired with that quality of camera. I want to know what you guys think. Let us know in the comments below. Is this worth $160? Did you buy one after watching our video? Did you watch someone else's video and then buy it after that? Let me know. This is just the start of a dialogue on something like this. I would love to recommend it, but I'm not going to. If you're interested, we'll have a link in the description box below so you can keep an eye on it. If they drop it on a deep flash sale for $125, $130, it might be worth your money. But $160, I just don't think it's quite there. Still, could you buy something like this 3 years ago with the technology that we have now? Absolutely not. So it's still kind of neat to take a look at this stuff. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye!